Hey up boys, I hate football me. It is only Wednesday as I'm recording this. There are 5 games tonight I think in Championship that I'm not going to be able to cover. I will do that on TikTok instead. In case you're not aware, I am incredibly famous on there as well. But due to conflicting schedules, as I'm now a very busy man, I won't be able to cover them 5 games on here, so I'll have to do that on there instead. But without further ado, the Championship delivered again. Good golly. As the Championship delivered me some scorelines today and some stuff to talk about. Cardiff 2, Portsmouth 0 in first one. And this is just not a Cardiff team. Do you know what I mean? I know they're playing Portsmouth, who are another straggler down at bottom. But Cardiff, under the last manager, were mainly a very defensive team, focused on not conceding a lot of goals, which they're obviously really crap at anyway. I don't even know who it is. Who is it that's taking charge of these games? Riza. Is it? I don't even... not to insult him or anything, but I don't know who this guy is. I don't know if there's a new manager or if he's just like caretaker or something. I'm assuming he's a caretaker because Nathan Jones is still linked with him. But he has done more for this Cardiff team in 5 minutes than Lascaffer did in a full, like, a year and a half. This is the best I've ever seen Cardiff stats-wise in any game. And yeah, like I said, they're only going up against Portsmouth, but Portsmouth obviously had a very difficult start. Obviously, against teams that are going to be down there and quite crap. Portsmouth have played Oxford in recent weeks and got a draw, and they won away at QPR, which were a massive win. Against crap sides, Portsmouth might be all right. So for Cardiff to come away with this with a 2-0 win unscathed, they've only conceded 2 shots on target all game. They've had 25 shots themselves, dominated possession for, well, nearly dominated possession. They dominated the shots. This is a really good win for Cardiff, a massive win. And obviously you can look at table and say, oh, well, they're 19th now. They've finally got out of bottom 3. But form-wise, it's still very early. Last 5 games, we're in playoffs, boys. Do you know what I mean? This early, it means nothing. It just matters how you're playing. And if they can keep this guy in, they might not look for another manager if they keep playing like this. See how they're doing next few weeks against harder opposition, what Cardiff are going to face. But that is a really good start to life that this caretaker bloke has had for Cardiff. They've done really good in recent weeks. And Portsmouth, I am worrying again. I went from not worrying at all, really, here, to now maybe worrying again because you have been slapped away at Cardiff. But like I said, the third best form side in league, so who knows. Next, Leeds have won. Again, slightly worrying, the ability to grind the results out. And stats-wise, it just looks like a complete onslaught. But if Watford literally put me in net, I think they'd have won this game. What is it Batchman? What is he doing? Honestly, if you've not seen the goals, make sure you watch all this video first. But then after you watch all this video, go and look at the highlights of this game because he has got poppadoms for hands. And I know I can't really say anything. I've got longest fingers in glove. I could literally flick a bogey through a brick wall. But even I could do a better job at net than him. He looked shocking. But again, it's a really good win for Leeds. Watford have had a couple losses against decent sides recently. To be fair, they've had a hard run in fairness. The best Sunderland and Middlesbrough, but then they'll lose to Luton and Leeds away. The Luton game had a bit of spice to it anyway, did it? So you can't really judge that one. Derby games are a different breed altogether. I won't look into this too much as a Watford fan. This league is really the effort taking. There's a lot of dross in this league. Seriously, there's a lot of crap teams. So Watford might be one that sneaks in there. Who knows? Leeds, however, are definitely going to be finishing in top 4. It's just whereabouts to finish. I am getting very nervous. My bum is squeaking and we've played 11 games. I'm getting a bit nervous. What is that? Does anyone remember other week when I said that I was going to Copenhagen with my girlfriend, right? And I said that she'd got another thing coming if she thinks we're walking around looking at shops and that I want to watch football. Well, we couldn't walk around the shops because I've dislocated my knee in case I hadn't said, so I literally could not walk because my knee was wrapped around my head. Thankfully, Proton VPN meant that I could watch football while I was there. I think, and this is completely off script, that being able to connect back to an English VPN when you're in a foreign country, wherever it is the biggest advantage that this gives you. Whether you want to watch football, if you want to watch a TV programme that's only available in certain places, Proton VPN has got more than 6,500 servers in over 110 countries. So you're covered for literally anything, anywhere. And again, your IP address and your connection location are never tracked or shared with anybody, and there's a built-in ad blocker as well. So once again, top of the description, there is a link to go and download it or check it out if you want to. And I want to say thank you as always to Proton VPN for sponsoring this video. You Reds. Editing, baby. Oxford Derby. This had a draw written all over it every single day at week. To be fair, Derby, obviously, I'm going to say it again, their own form's ridiculous. But even away, they've started picking it up a little bit. You know, I mean, they're still shit. Right, let me rephrase that. In recent weeks, I think Derby have been better away. Yeah. Wait, no? Yeah. Millwall and Oxford. Two teams that are mid-table, lower half, as you know what I mean, or what will be by the time that it's there and done. But getting points away from them, because Derby, historically, are just crap away. Even in, like, League One, they weren't that good. You know, am I lying again? Oh, no, this is home and away, that's why. Sorry, everybody. The away form, that's more like it. Click on the away form. Look how crap they are. This goes, even the stretch into League One, that's still not that good for a team that's finished second in League One. And ending into this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses on bonds. I know 3 of them are friendlies as well, but still, they're really, really poor away. If they can sort that form out away from home and keep their own form as well, this might be another one. I thought that Derby would be like a dead cert almost for bottom 3, because Paul Warne is a specialist at getting relegated from Championship, and the squad ultimately isn't that good. Their own form is title winning form. If they can get their aways to just like nicking odd point and stuff like that, they're another one that could genuinely sneak in. Which is crazy to say, crazy to even think about with what I said about them before this season. But with how poor this league is, and how like chop and change it is constantly, they get a decent run of games going away from home, and you'll find them in here in no time. Preston 2, Norwich 2. Preston were 2-0 up in this game, actually. And again, this is another team that I've had like I've had a perception of for a few weeks, which is hard to shake sort of thing. You know, when you've got your idea set on something and your mind set on something that is definitely going to happen, that regardless of what's happening in front of your eyes, it doesn't change it. Because that's what I was like with Luton, that's what I've been like with Barnsley for about 24 years. Preston, I thought, would struggle when Eke come in. I thought losing the best player in summer and, you know, changing managers so early after he brought all his players in and stuff like that would have had a negative effect on him. But Preston have been really, really good recently. Genuinely really good. I mean, they're up to 14th already. It won't be long till it's them versus Bristol City for the 10th place trophy again. They'll be more than fine because, again, like I've said, there's a lot of crap at top of league, but there's also a lot of crap at bottom. And I think they're just going to be a bit of crap in middle. Maybe shows a little bit of a soft underbelly to go 2-0 up and then end up drawing game, especially when you're at home. But Norwich have got something in the ranks that Preston haven't, which, to be fair, which a lot of teams in this league haven't, which is a proven number 9 who is just a freak. I know he's only got the assist here, but how he sets that goal up, Sargent, for Duffy of all people for a tap-in, is brilliant. He's a very, very good number 9, is Josh Sargent. Very good. This lad on wing and all, very good. They've got a decent squad, Norwich. One that, again, you'd probably expect to be in this sort of picture when it comes. Wednesday 0, Swansea 0. We don't talk about draws. Wednesday's shit. Stoke 2, Bristol City 2. Again, speaking of perceptions that you've got on teams, like I did with Preston, Stoke, I thought, had just struggled massively once they start Schumacher. But recently, they've been... they're not winning a lot of games, don't get me wrong, but they're also not losing a lot. Well, same with Bristol City. They're just draw central, these two. Two very, very boring sides that are just there. Stoke, I thought maybe it'd have been some sort of battle down at bottom, but they'll like to sort of propel himself out of it. And Bristol City, again, battling with Preston for 10th. So that's another boring game with two boring teams. And then finally for Championship, because I can't cover tonight's, is QPR versus Coventry. And my God, I don't even know anymore. I mean, I've given up on the Coventry promotion idea. I might just delete the video because I have fully... I think I've just lost plot. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's not changing. How many games are we in now? Is this 11 for Coventry? It is. We're 11 games in for Coventry. They're in bottom 3, drawing away other teams that are in bottom 3, and still to this day, they're putting their 11 into bingo ball, and they're razzing it round and just seeing what comes out. Lewis Binks, you'll play up front today. They just, I swear down, they just pick the names out and out every week. They've got lucky dip going on. I said as well that Coventry, I think I've got a big squad, which I do. From an attacking point of view and a defender's point of view, I think they've got way too many players of a good standard. No real superstars that getting on bench, you know what I mean? But I think they've got a lot of good players up front and in box, pardon me, that they don't know how to use. They don't know how to manage the game time properly. Whereas in middle, yeah, Rodoni's going to play a lot of games and bench use for arguably best midfielder at Championship. But Rodoni, I think, is massively overrated. Eccles isn't that good. Even though they've got a lot of everything else, the midfield is so poor in comparison to the rest of the team, I think. If you put some serious midfielders either side of Sheaf, I think that changes everything, I really do. Because they're losing that battle a lot at times. It's not like they're going and dominating teams, you know what I mean? They've been the worst team again. I didn't watch this game because I'm watching Reds be shit. But I didn't watch this, obviously, it was on Sky. So people might be able to tell me something that I've not seen. But again, they're not going and dominating possession anywhere. They're not going and like dominating game full stop. It's not like they've not got anybody, I don't think, Coventry, to grab it by its scruff at neck and go and win them a game. They're just so poor. And it's so frustrating. And you might think, oh, why am I frustrated with this? Right, I'm not a Coventry fan. I could not care less. I think they've got a very good manager for this division. I think they've got a top 10 manager in the league. I think they've got a top 6 squad. I think defensively and the forward lines are some at best in division. I think they've arguably got one of the best players in league in Sheaf. If that team can be bottom 3 after 11 games, that to me is frustrating because I can't understand why. Well, I can't understand why because it's a lucky dip to see what position you're playing and who's playing in general. But other than that, oh God, it is annoying to me that a team that should be this good is being so bad. And it was a good goal, to be fair, from that young'un that's come on for QPR. I don't know if that's his debut or something. I don't know. It was only a young lad though. Elias Chess still there somehow. I've only seen highlights of this, but he just looks good every time I watch him, to be fair. And in grand scheme of things, is it a good draw for QPR? Is it a good point? It's a really good time to play Coventry, and people keep reminding me that they always start poorly, and so do Middlesbrough and teams like that. But this is the perfect time to play Coventry, and they've only got a draw. They can't win a game to save their life, QPR. They've recently lost 4 in a row to sides that are poor. If we're being honest, it's not like they're playing. It's not like the recent 5 fixtures have been Sheffield United, West Brom, Leeds, Sunderland. You know what I mean? They're not playing them. They're playing teams that are going to be down there and around them, or mid-table sides that you think you've got to try and take some points off, and they're not doing. They've conceded 19 goals. I'm struggling to see what's going on, really. So if we look at table, obviously there are 5 games to be played tonight in Championship, which I will be covering tomorrow on TikTok. Looking at this, Portsmouth at a bottom after losing to Cardiff. All the bottom 3 have played the games yesterday. So the teams above them, Plymouth, Millwall, if these sides can win tonight, I don't know if they're playing each other actually, but say if these sort of teams down here can win tonight and propel themselves away from this, it is looking bleak for some of these teams. Portsmouth and QPR especially, I'm struggling at the minute because Cardiff looked like they were always. I just knew Cardiff were going to end up spinning themselves out of this. QPR and Portsmouth, I'm struggling with. I'm really struggling. And I think QPR, from the bits that I've actually seen of them, look a decent side. So as well, it's frustrating that someone is playing decent and stuff and down here. Cardiff, obviously, with that win, have finally got himself out of bottom 3, the 3rd most informed side in division. So get a couple of weeks, they might be in playoff picture. Who knows? Wednesday are crap. They might end up in some sort of fight down at bottom. Who knows? Please. Moving up, Derby, even though their own form has taken a hit in the last couple of weeks, it's still ridiculous and it always will be. They sort their away form out, they might, who knows, you know what I mean? Who knows? Norwich, good point, to be fair, to be from 2-0 down. Watford, I won't look into that too much away at Leeds. And then going to top, obviously Leeds won. Leeds got joint top, second on goal difference, but Sunderland have also got the game in, and so have Burnley, so have Sheffield United, you know what I mean? So they might not be there come this time tomorrow. But I am getting scared because out of the teams that I'm seeing in this division that are potential to go up, there's only one that I think that could go up and stay up, and that is Leeds. I mean, it may be West Brom, depending on if they spend, because Carlos is obviously the best manager in the league. But Leeds, I think, have got the potential to be maybe like a Forest, but they just go up and stay there. And that is scaring me quite a diddly. League One, we're back again for more despair. What's going to happen this week with Barnsley? Throw the dart and find out. Who knows? This, right, let me specify. First half, very even. We were still a better side, but we were very even, very boring. Second half, that is the best I've seen us play in months. Months and months. We genuinely looked very good. If we were an inch more clinical, we're putting 6 past these comfortably. However, they're defending for their absolute lives. They're defending literally like if they concede another goal, they'll be shot dead. Some very, very good last-minute defending. To be fair, apart from the mistake that the keeper made for the first one, I thought the keeper were fantastic in the second half. And again, talk about frustrating. Hellfire. We have had to rescue a point. Not weak game. Oh, God. I'm not even just saying it. We should have had 5. We should have been 5-0 up by the time this one went in, which I'm not. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. I thought when we got Sonina, and after the first couple of games of watching it, I'm like, we've got God himself in net. We've literally got Prime Neuer in net. He's the best shot stopper I've ever seen. I would rather have Warwick Davies with a bag on his head stood in net. I would rather have a blind Warwick Davies stood in net. Why does he keep coming out and punching ball? Someone tell me, please. Because Robbo's just there. He's just going to put a donk on it and send it 60 yards out to his own box. Instead, Slaney just come out and gone, and just passed it to him and he's been chipped. I don't know anymore. Genuinely, I don't know anymore. I thought defensively we looked better as a whole because they had, like, realistically 2, maybe 3 chances. To be fair, Matty got a decent chance that Slanina managed to save because it went straight at him. Thank God. God forbid it went either side. But defensively, I thought them 3 played quite good, in fairness. Connell in 6 is miles and miles better. I think Craig's looked weak last couple of games. Russell's looked quite good. O'Keefe and Gent have looked really good. The only shining light for me, don't get me wrong, Keelan's been really good as well in recent weeks. I'm liking him a bit more. Him and Humphries are definitely the starting 2. Humphries makes me want to wank myself off. I'm just going to say, I'm not even bothered. I actually get erect when I'm watching him every week. He is so good. He is a showman. He will... I ain't seen somebody like text somebody on like that since Hamill. It's beautiful to watch. I absolutely love the bloke. But yeah, we've dropped a bollock again. We're absolutely crap at home results wise, but that is giving me a lot of hope because we were supposed to be half decent away at Blackpool. I didn't manage to watch it, and last night we looked decent. To be fair, we definitely should have won that. We've been robbed. But going into the next few games, I've got a bit more hope about us. Do you know what I mean? Than I had done before it. That international break has done us good. And even though we're in 8th and we've started crap. A lot of big sides have started crap, do you know what I mean? It's no new. So, overall, not that bothered. Charlton, half-decent side. One that will probably finish top half-ish. Next. Oh, God. These guys, man. Birmingham have won 2-0 against Bolton, who, despite the league position, are definitely one of the better sides in the league. And Birmingham aren't even Brock Sweat. They've literally not even got out to second gear. They've not even tried. I've seen that goal from him. Don't even say it about the midfield. Please, I'm tired. Just stop. Really, really good goal. Yeah, that little glimmer of hope that I had where maybe they might lose some games or just do nothing, he's gone. He's gone. Bolton, I don't know if he and Everett squared up to anybody this time. Is he battered a kid? What's he done this week? Who knows? But they look poo in the grand scheme of things. Again, I am shocked by the choice of forwards. I'm going back to it again. You're not going to touch ball away at Birmingham for more than 5 seconds. Why have you not got Adebayo up front who can just pin a man and get you up pitch? God knows. But they've obviously paid for it because they've touched ball maybe 40 times all game. Really, really good win from Birmingham. Again, I feel like I'm going to be... Well, it's not a race. Most wins aren't really good for Birmingham either because they spent 70 million quid. But yeah, I expect them to do a bounce, to be honest. If they... To be fair, you know what I'm thinking about this team? I saw Ipswich against us over year when they come second in this league. And that is one of the best sides that I've ever seen Barnsley play in my life. They absolutely dominated as start to finish at our own place, and that was the best team that we'd had in like 3 years. They were seriously something else when they come and bet us. I am getting them sort of vibes from Birmingham, that they are just going to slap everybody all season. Obviously, they're going to win league where Ipswich didn't. But you can see the signs and the makings of something here that is ready for the next step already. And it's such a cliche in it, that teams might need to go down to rebuild and to come back up. Because if they like maybe brought these players in Championship, they might have gone down anyway. Say if they'd have stayed up last season or last day, they might have still gone down this season anyway, and it can stunt your progress. Coming down for Birmingham might be the best thing that's ever happened to them, which is crazy. But you think this team and how good it is now, it's probably like a top 10 Championship team easily. They're not going to be shy in January. They're not going to be shy in summer if they get promoted again. They're going to go up and be ready to challenge for the playoffs straight away. Next, Bristol Rovers, Shrewsbury 1. Obviously, that's a big game down at the bottom, and it's a massive win for Bristol Rovers. Shrewsbury, they got a win over week, didn't they? I forgot who we were against. Even against like the poorer side, Shrewsbury are struggling, and it will bite them in the arse, I'm afraid, because you can't afford to lose games to teams that you need to just even like snag a point or something away at Bristol Rovers. You can't afford to go and lose a game like this when Bristol Rovers are the team that you're trying to chase. You're trying to be a Bristol Rovers. You're trying to finish like 7th bottom, something like that, and Shrewsbury are really struggling to do it. Same as Burton. I were going to talk about this, but I don't want to just waffle on every single League One game. Burton, this looked a really good game, to be fair. Wickham are a super team, Mike looks for it. They're scoring so many goals, it's ridiculous. And our draw against them every week looks better every week that goes by because they keep winning. Whereas Burton, again, just keep losing games. And it's shocking. They can't afford to keep doing it. They're 11 games in, not won a game. I thought they were out to break down, but they've gone the other way. They're just conceding so many goals at minute, and it's shit. Especially when you look at the next game, which is Crawley 3, Lincoln 0. What's going on here? What? Lincoln, to be fair, Lincoln in the last couple of weeks have been dropping points. I mean, Birmingham too. Oh, it's Birmingham. It don't count. I'm not bothered. You know what? Scratch what I just said. The loss to Birmingham. Shock. Who won? But they've lost 3-0 away at Crawley. To a side that I think Crawley had lost like the last 6 games. They've conceded 9 goals in the last 2 games and then kept a clean sheet against Lincoln, who were half decent in front at net. And yeah, the stats are looking like this, but first half I'm assuming, yeah, first half Crawley looked the better side. I mean, what were they winning at half time? Oh no, they were drawing at half time. Never mind. It does look like Crawley maybe started hitting a couple of goals and then just sat back and defended, which is why stats look like this. Because most of the time, stats will look like, regardless of who they're playing, that Crawley are just keeping ball for the majority of the time. To be fair, Lincoln like to do that as well, from bits that I've seen. Maybe they just have an off day, who knows. But that's a really, really, really good win for Crawley. It's one that they needed. Because you get a win down at bottom. And everybody... The thing is, teams are so bad down at bottom, like so shockingly bad. Like everyone is constantly losing. Look at all the red from even like Blackpool down. There is so many teams that just constantly lose games. It's only Championship where a lot of bottom sides like are getting draws a lot of the time. These lot are just constantly losing. So you snag 1 win. And he said you've got a different outlook on life in general. That'll give him such a boost, that, for Crawley. It'll be massive for him, that. Next, however, we have got Exeter 1, Reading 2. This was quite a shock to me because obviously Reading have been good in recent weeks, don't get me wrong. And I'm glad, I'm genuinely happy for him because they've gone through so much shit. But Exeter, especially at home, are a decent side. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is just this season as well. Like, all seasons in League One that Barnsley have been here, I've known Exeter to be a good side at home. So it's a really, really hard place to go and win. They've conceded 8 goals all season. Before this game, they'd only conceded 6 goals in 10 games. You know what I mean? They're a really, really good, defensively solid team. Reading aren't. And even though Exeter look like they've dominated this game, again, first half, Reading were better side and they were winning at half time. I don't really be looking into this too much as an Exeter fan because same as Championship, I think this league is poor. Look at the top 6: Wrexham, Wickham, Mansfield, and Exeter are sides that, no disrespect to them, you would not expect to be in there over the sides below them, like maybe Reading, Barnsley, Charlton, Peterborough, Bolton, you know, all them sort of teams. So there's a chance there for a team like Exeter to do it. I don't want them to get stunted because they've won 3 games in a row and they're without conceding. This is just... It's a little blip. It happens. I won't look into it too much. But from Reading's point of view, I'm genuinely very happy for him. If they get promoted, I will genuinely be gassed. As long as we go with them. But I wish them luck. A team that I don't wish luck on is the Fat Lads. Rotherham have lost again away at Leyton Orient, who before this game, let me just have a look and let me check. Yeah, they lost 3 games in a row. They've not won in 4 games at least. Really, really crap again from Rotherham. They've played 13 games, so they've played the joint most in division with Peterborough and Shrewsbury. And they're on 14 points. That is so shockingly bad. They continuously lose. To be 5 losses at this stage is so bad. I know, don't get me wrong, a lot of what you'd say is the better sides in this league who you'd expect something from have started poorly. But this is something else from Rotherham. And I don't know why I'd ever change my mind. I never know why I say something and then think, you know what, I'm going to say something else. Everybody got so excited about Rotherham, like, oh my God, they've won league already because they've made 40 signings before anybody's even back in for pre-season. The signings are distinctly average. The forward line is shit. That will not change. Their forward line is crap. They've got 1 more than Leyton Orient. You know what I mean? Leyton Orient aren't exactly a team that you'd associate, oh my God, goals. Like you'd expect from a team that's just come down from Championship. Regardless of state that they come down in, you'd expect a Championship team that has just come down to at least have some goal threatening, and they look pony. But that is a really, really good win for Leyton Orient. Like, again, I've just talked about Crawley and what a win can do for you. Leyton Orient now, they've put a little bit of a gap between them and Shrewsbury, with a game in hand over them. Crawley, obviously, with the win, are only a point behind them, and there's teams above them like Northampton that have got a game in hand. But it's a big win. You've got to take them when you can get them, and you've got to be good at home if you want any chance of staying up, which Crawley and Leyton Orient are trying to do with last night's results. And Rotherham, let me just say it again, that's what you get for having a fat lad in charge. Next up, Peterborough 5, Blackpool 1. What is going on? Have we broken Blackpool by any chance? Have we done something to it? Oh no, they're already broken. They were broken at Mansfield away. Never mind. I'm going to say, because before this, when Steve Bruce first come in, very, very good results. Obviously, it's shocking what's happened to him and his family in recent weeks. And the results in the last 2 games, well, last 3 games, against decent-ish sides, you could maybe say, have been poor. I mean, you can't even say, like, oh, they're good against poor sides and bad against good ones, because obviously Charlton away, they won. Huddersfield away, they went and won. Burton, I'm not bothered about. But Mansfield, Barnsley and Peterborough, they've lost all three and conceded a decent amount of goals in them. And from a Peterborough point of view, this is looking much more like a Peterborough side. In the last few weeks, it's really kicked up a notch, I think, because they've scored 25 goals in 13 games, but conceded 25 goals in 13 games. So they've scored and conceded the most at the same time. I'll tell you what, at least it's never boring. You know, I'd much rather support a Peterborough than, like, Fulham or Palace. You know what I mean? At least Peterborough fans are going to game thinking, God knows what's going to happen here. This will be a right laugh. I do think they're conceding way too many a minute to be a playoff team. Don't get me wrong. Even though they're scoring shitloads and they're scoring for fun, it's nature at beast in it. The way that they're playing, their attacking threat constantly, they're always going for it 24/7, is going to concede them a lot of goals. But you can't expect to concede to a game and get into playoffs. You know what I mean? I thought our defence was shit, and they've conceded 7 more than us, which is crazy. But yeah, still a very, very good win for Peterborough. And the best player from last season that is still there, because obviously they've sold everyone else. Literally anybody with a working pulse at Peterborough gets sold after they have like a decent 3 weeks. Poku is still there and is still scoring for fun. He is mint, that lad. Moving swiftly on. Stevenage 0, Cambridge 2. I ain't got a clue anymore. Honestly, I don't even know what to think about anything in life. The international break, like I said, blessing for some, curses for other. This is biggest blessing Cambridge have ever been given in their life. They've gone from not winning a game in 9, 8 losses, 1 draw, to winning the last 2. Both 2-0s, both clean sheets, against Wigan, who defensively very, very good, and then away at Stevenage. Stevenage are giant slayers at home. Stevenage at home are a different animal. They've gone there both. Stevenage's home form in recent weeks. Wrexham, who are second in league, win. Charlton, good side, win. Barnsley, good side, win. Cambridge, bottom at league, won 1 game, lost 8, lose. Okay. Maybe I don't know anymore. But that is a fantastic win. Down at bottom. Obviously, Stevenage, there's nothing to worry about. Obviously, you're miles away from these sort of teams down here. But that is massive, and it's given them some serious sort of that, because I just associate Cambridge and Crawley being dead and buried. Like, I don't think they can get out. But obviously, they both won last night. Cambridge have won 2 games in a row. It's like a beaming ray of sunshine that comes down on you, and this will pick Cambridge fans up all week. They'll be going into work today thinking, you know, we're the best, all 7 of them. Stockport have drawn 1 apiece with Northampton. Stockport in recent weeks have really, really dropped off, to be fair. I don't know what's going on there, but to be fair, they started really well. They had an hard start. They maybe look like they've just like burnt out a little bit in recent weeks. They can't turn games over. They keep drawing games when they should be winning them. The little bits of quality that Northampton have got, I keep saying this, is going to keep them up, definitely. Cameron McGeehan, Roberts, other lad, that chupping winger, I forgot his name now, that's been there ages. Oh my God, what's his name? I did this last. Oskins. Really, really good players. Like top League 1 players that they've got mixed in with some non-league fodder. But that is enough to keep you up, and they're doing really good, Northampton, I think. Wigan and Mansfield, again, very, very good bounce back from Mansfield, that, because, I mean, they'd won 5 in a row, I think, then international break came, they lost. That's a really good place to go and win it. They're very inconsistent, Wigan, don't get me wrong. Lost last week away at Cambridge, obviously, like I said, against a team that hadn't won a game yet. But defensively, normally, are very good. They just are too inconsistent with how they're playing. The wingers and their attacking threat look shit, to be honest with you. They look like they've got very little up front. I think Hugo will end up playing for local rec soon rather than a professional team, because he looks really, really poor. But Mansfield, I'm loving it, mate. Go on, boys. And then finally, Wrexham Huddersfield. Normally, I would not talk about 0-0s, but again, I just want to say about how impressed I have been with Parkinson and Wrexham, because Huddersfield are a good side. I'm not bothered about what league position says. Huddersfield are a good team. Wrexham defensively are fantastic. They really are. They've conceded 8 goals so far this season. Is that the best, the joint best with Exeter? I think so. They've conceded less than Birmingham. Do you know what I mean? At home, they're really, really, really good. They play some hard sides, and the squad on paper, if you look at these 2 teams next to each other, yeah, Huddersfield are a decent team. This isn't even that good of a squad, right? In all honesty. This 11 is miles and miles better than Wrexham's. Absolutely night and day. This team is worth probably 3-4 times as much as Wrexham's. Easily. And Wrexham have got a point after it. Yeah, they look like the worst side overall. They've only had 1 shot on target at home. But the way that he has got them set up to be defensively solid is going to have them in top 6 by the time it comes. I don't think they'll be second, don't get me wrong. But they're doing much, much better than I thought they would with the squad that they've got. And that is down to the manager, who's done really, really good with him so far. Huddersfield, not surprised he got subbed off. He can't last long enough, can he? The big fat. You can see what he's done with his wage increase at Huddersfield, can't you? Couple tubs of Ben and Jerry's. He's got chunks of cookie dough leaking out his ass. Anyway, League One table. Burton still bottom. Obviously, they've not won a game. It's warning sirens are going off now. It's really, really bad. Cambridge and Crawley both win, which is massive. Shrewsbury lost away at Bristol Rovers, which is really poor. It's a bit damning, that, I think, for Shrewsbury. Leyton Orient win again. Northampton get a good point away at Stockport. Wigan lose, which is a little bit iffy. A lot of bigger sides still losing games and drawing games and dropping points constantly 24/7, like Bolton, Charlton, you know what I mean? We looked a lot better than we have done, especially in the second half, but we're still missing a bit of an edge, which I think it'll come. Don't get me wrong, I think it'll come. We're definitely going to finish second still. Reading, good win. Huddersfield, really good point away at Wrexham, to be honest with you. Mansfield back to winning ways after that loss. Wickham is still on an absolute madden. Keeps scoring shitloads of goals. We've got 23 and 11. That's really, really good. Wrexham defensively sound. And Birmingham, once again, win without breaking sweat against a really good side. They are going to piss this league easily. What did I say last week? Oh, other day. That I'd swallow a sword if they won league. What shall I say this time? I'll jump off a building if they don't get 100 points. But that's that. Midweekers for League 1.5 at Championship done. I will be doing all tonight's games. I'll review them on TikTok tomorrow. Thank you as always for watching. I love you all. And I will see you in a bit. Bye, boys. Pleasure.
I say I'm a man. Yes, I'm a mucker. I think of me saying as a right good looker. I say up that. Show us me tits.